it's me, Sam, and this is By Hook or By Needles, and yes, we are there again, weaving in our ends. I was really lucky to get quite a few rows added to, I think it's only 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows, but it was 7 rows on each corner, so like I had to like do the corners separately, so I had to do 7 rows on each corner, which thus led to quite a few ends, and I think at one point the yarn needed changing, so I've got a few on this project, and I'd really want to get this sewn in before I go on the next stage. But thanks for joining me, newcomers and oldcomers. Oldcomers? No, there's got to be a better way of saying that. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you have grabbed a cup of coffee, grabbed your whips or your FOs, grabbed your needle and your skizzery things, and I'm bumping lights and all sorts, and we can get stuck in to weaving in our ends. Oh, and I tell you, it has been, I'm fortunate to have gotten that many rows actually done, and I'll tell you why. I'm mapping, doing crochet maps, graphs, whatever you want to call them. I like to call them maps because I don't know. It's just the way, to me it's like reading a map almost, and I guess that's why I call them maps. But anyway, I'm making a map for Crystal from Bag O' Days shawl that she did early in the year as a crochet along. I think she called it a shawl along. And there's 55, I think, rows in total. And I've already mapped out the first 12 rows, 1 to 12. And I have made the video rather ignorantly. I was like, oh wow, it's only taken 40 minutes to do this video, but I'd forgotten that I'd done a first part and I had to pause it, so it actually goes for a whole hour. But then I looked and I thought, well, the actual crocheting of the first 12 rows took an hour and a bit, with her obviously skipping. Now, let me tell you, I bought a new crochet graph creator called, I think it's simply called Crochet Graph, and it's got a little symbol CG when you look on your apps for your phones and whatnot. And it took me probably an hour or two to do the first 1 row, 2 rows, because I had no idea what I was doing. You know how when you open up a new app and it says, this does this and this does this, and you just go, next, 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 next. I don't need to know any of that. Yeah, that's me. So, yeah. So, obviously, I ended up not having a clue what I was doing. So I had to sort of go back and, redo those bits. But, it was done. And I must admit, the last 10 rows, after I sort of got used to what I was doing, they did take a lot less. I think all up, the 12 rows took me about, I want to say 7 hours maybe 8. I did think initially it was 6 hours, but then I'd forgotten that I had actually couldn't do math, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I started about 5 o'clock, I think it was, and I finished about midnight, so that's 6 hours. No, it's not, and I might have even gone till 1 o'clock. But anyway, I really enjoyed doing it. It's been a lot of fun. Oh, before I go on, Crystal, I messaged Crystal and I said, could I please do a crochet graph, like a map, of your shawl crochet along. I said, I want to teach, I'm trying to teach people how to read the maps. And I thought the best way might be is if we, you know, work along, we do the shawl, and then we make it each row one by one into a, you know, graph, you know. And I just went on, and she's like, yeah, if you think it'll help, by all means. She is just such a generous woman. I mean, you can't say anything else. Most designers would go, no way, that's mine. I'm not having you. I mean, I don't think she doesn't sell it anyway. It's a completely free kale. But most designers would really go a little bit funny about you, you know, redoing, air quotes. But so, I don't know which way to. Actually, that way looks a bit off, doesn't it? I'll do them that way. I'll do air quotes, redoing their designs. But no, not Crystal. So she said, yeah, sure, if you think it helps. So yeah, I thought I'd better let people know that I do have permission. Now, where was I going with that? Yeah, so anyway, so she said, yep, okay, go ahead. And the reason I chose her shawl, several reasons really. One, I'm sure, I know that there are a lot of people, they know who she is, so they can find her easily on YouTube to find the videos to follow, because I'm not actually crocheting it. I mean, I'm crocheting off screen so that I can do the map easier, but I'm not actually I'm not sitting on the screen crocheting it. It's just redundant. She's done that. She's done the hard yards when it comes to thinking up the design and crocheting it. I've just come along and I grab oops, sorry, bumped the light. I grab my little trusty notepad and pen, and I sit there and write down everything she says, and then I get the repeats. I go, yep, that's the repeat, and I crochet it up, and then I go, okay, and then I do that for all the rows of that video, and then I start mapping it, and that's the lengthy part. But, you know, so people know who she is. People love her designs. And I thought that shawl is just absolutely beautiful. It is amazing. It really is. So I thought, you know, it's pointless me doing a map of something that nobody likes, or that, you know, everyone goes, But there's been such humongous feedback on how pleased everyone is with their, their bod shawl from earlier this year. I thought, well, it's going to be hopefully a project people like. Another reason for choosing Crystal was because I didn't know for sure, let's put it this way, but I was pretty darn sure Crystal was going to really mix it up, and she was going to really throw in some spanners in there that were going to make me think and make me really work for it. You know, her designs are not the normal, you know, granny stitch here, granny stitch there, you know, whatever. It's not a... it's unique. Let's put it that way. It's unique. What she does is totally unique. No one else would have thought up what she thought up. And she was doing it on the fly. I mean, you watch her video, even the first one, and she'll sort of say, okay, and she'll look at it, she'll go, what do we do now? Let's try this. And then if she doesn't like it or thinks it's not going to work, she'll rip it out and she'll say, no, we won't do that, we'll do this. And I think her mind must just be an encyclopedia of crochet stitches. It's just amazing. And like I say, she's putting out there some really good stitches, and really challenging stitches for me to be able to then put in a map graph that people can hopefully understand. So, you know, there's a challenge behind it for me. I'm not going to just be sitting there doing normal, I mean, they are all made up of the normal stitches, like double crochets, trebles, and all the rest of it, but it's just the way she puts them together and everything. It's just, yeah. So I figured, well, I really need to do something that's going to be challenging and interesting for people. I mean, because I did 2 videos prior to the ones I'm doing now, which were really simple. I just showed people, you know, a chain, then pluses for single crochet, then double, half doubles, and all the rest of it, just to get some people some idea of what. Just need a crochet hook. Of what the that one's too small. Of what it's going to look like and be like, and just to give them a little bit of a taste in case they've never seen maps before. Hang on, is this the right side? Yes. So yeah, pull it through to the back. Yep. And yeah, so I was doing that. Oh, it was Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, because I was sitting there thinking, well, I've got the part 2 coming out for a granny square. I mapped just a simple granny square, but I only did a few rows just to show people how with a granny square you don't have to show the whole square. If you don't want to, you can just show half of the square, or you can just show a quarter of the square. It doesn't really matter because it's all repeats. And that's the other beautiful thing with Crystal. Her shawl is mirrored. Now, she said that at the beginning of the tutorial. I'm not 100% if it stayed mirrored. Most do, though. Most shawls are 100% mirrored, unless you do something sort of a bit out there, which is possible. Crystal likes to do out there stuff with some of her designs, but we'll see. So what I've done, I started off showing the beginning of the shawl. Then I started by only showing the last row and the current row. Because once you get past, with the maps, once you get past a certain stage, you don't need all of the rows to see all the rows every single time, unless you're working into the rows, which part 1 did include part of that, some of that. So I did have to, oh, pins over there. I did have to show, I think at one stage, 4 rows, because we were working on a row and we were going into we were working on row 10, I think it was, and we were going into row 7. So I needed to show the map of those rows in between to show that this stitch is going into here and all that sort of thing. So, yeah. I mean, I love crochet graphs, and I really think it's going to be, you know, in 50 years' time, you're probably not going to get a written pattern. It's going to be like us now. We get really sort of excited when we see a 70s or 60s or an 80s pattern. We go, oh, wow. You know, I really think like in 50 years' time, everything's going to be crochet graphs. And if you don't know how to read a crochet graph, you know, you might be in a little bit of trouble. And the reason for, I think, that transition, and I do honestly believe that transition will come, is because not so much, well, they are easy to do. I was going to say that they're easy to do. They are easy to do if you've got the right equipment. Now, I've only got a very cheap little app that I'm using, but if you're a mega designer and, you know, you're selling lots of designs and all the rest of it, you could probably invest in a really good one. I think Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, he does a lot of crochet graph mapping on his lives that he occasionally does. They're brilliant as well. A lot of people are getting into it, and like I say, I do believe it's, oh, where did that come from? I do believe it's going to be the wave of the future, which might probably upset a lot of people because, you know, most people love having the words. Now, the first part I did does have the words and the map, but I think for part 2, I'm just going to drop the wording because A, it'll go faster, so people don't have to sit for a whole hour of the graphs. And it'd be faster for me to make, faster for people to view. Oh, that's the other thing with it. You know, I thought, oh, I'll preempt, because I didn't want people asking me, oh, so what are you going to do with the graph when you finish? Are you going to sell it? Well, of course not. It's not my pattern to sell. And so what I've decided I am going to do is I'm going to, and I've told Crystal, I'm giving her the graphs when I'm finished. I'm going to try and get them all into a PDF. I think I can make a PDF. Fingers crossed I will be able to make a PDF. I'm pretty sure I can with my Word document. So if I put everything in the Word document and make a PDF, I'll be right. And then I thought, oh, I'm just going to give Crystal the PDF, and then it's up to her. If she wants to sell it on her Etsy store, she can. If she wants to gift it to people who inquire, she can. If she wants to say to me, look, Sam, no, I don't want anything to do with it. I really can't be bothered emailing people or, you know, giving people this PDF. Although she could put it, I don't know, I don't think she has a Facebook, does she? I'm just wondering if there's a way that she could put it somewhere that it would be like a free download. She might be able to put it on Etsy as a free download. I don't know how Etsy would do that. But anyway, she might say, no, look, I really can't be bothered. And then I will take over and sort of say, okay, well, look, I'll do the distribution of it, but I'm not going to take any money for it, because really it's I'm doing it for me, for my own experience of writing patterns, for my own fun, even though it's taken 7 hours. And I'm saying all this because I don't want anybody coming back at me, which people are going to come at me anyway. They're going to come at me for using a bod shawl. They're going to come at me for, they're going to come at me about copyright reasons, because they're not going to listen to the fact that I've gotten permission. They're going to come back at me for, I don't know, all manner of, having a go. Because sadly, that's the way the crochet world is at the moment. I don't take the bait these days. I used to. I used to be a beta and I used to be a troll, let's face it. I used to be a bit of a troll. But nah, I really can't be bothered these days. I'm too old for all that crap. So, yeah, if anyone wants to have a go at me, I'll just read it, delete it. I might not even read it. I'll probably just delete it because I'm just not interested. If you want to badmouth me, go ahead. I've done the right thing. I've asked permission. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all I needed to do. It's like how Michael has gotten permission to convert any and all of Bod's patterns into Tunisian. Wow, what a lot of work that'll be. Obviously, there's going to be some that are not going to be able to be converted to Tunisian, though I suspect, Michael will try and find a way. But that shirt he did was absolutely amazing. I was very, very tempted. Am I on the right side? Wrong side, Jess. I was very, very tempted to make it myself. But I thought, I've got 2 cows going at the moment, and the mapping of the bod shawl, and I'm behind on my subscribers' scrap blanket, which I have also lost. Oh, look, it's horrendous. It really, I suspect that it was quite thin, because I did it, I was expecting to do like 200 rows. If you don't know, my subscriber blanket is an idea I got from Teresa from Christy Critters. No, she's not from Christy Critters, Sam, for God's sakes. You get her name wrong every single time. From Critters Crochet, Teresa from Critters Crochet is trying to get to 2K. And she thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a blanket, and for every 5 new subscribers, I'm going to add a row to my blanket. And when I heard her say that, I thought, that's a brilliant idea. That was before I started my my channel, and I thought, that's a brilliant idea. Maybe if I decide to start a channel, I can sort of borrow, steal, whatever, the idea, and but do it to only 1,000. So I add add 1 row for every 5 subscribers still, but only to 1,000. So I sent Teresa. I say Teresa, and the reason I say Teresa is because we had a Catholic nun at my primary school, and yeah, it was Teresa, not Teresa. So yeah, anyway, by and by. So I thought, fine, I'll send her an email. Could I please steal / borrow your idea? I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I'd love to sort of do it for my own channel. Once again, because this community is absolutely fabulous for the most part. I was like, well, she came back, yep, go ahead. Good luck. I hope you get there. It's, no problem at all, and I was like, oh, wow, thank you so much. And she was like, not a problem, and I thought, oh, great. But I've lost it anyway. So the long and short of that is I've actually lost it. But in a sense, and I say lost it, I suspect the 2 or 1 4-legged furry felines I have living with me have taken it somewhere. And I really need to find it because there was loads of loose ends on it, but I've looked high and low. And then I thought, oh, maybe my home help lady who helps me tidy up and does my bits and pieces for me. Whoops, I can't cut that yet. I've got to go back. Maybe she saw it laying around where the kittens had taken it and thought, must be rubbish, and threw it out. Either, yeah, I haven't got it now. But it's not bad news because it gives me a chance to restart. And on restarting, I thought, okay, I'm going to do a knitted one as well. See what I mean about not having time to, do anything else? Yeah, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do a knitted one as well. And what I thought I would do is I'm going to do them both the same as well. I'm going to do, wait for it, because it's going to take me forever as well. But it's going to take me forever to get to 1,000. But anyway, I'm going to do entrelac. Oh, yes, crochet entrelac and knitted entrelac blanket. And yeah, 200 rows using all my scraps. And what am I going to do with the 2 blankets when I'm done? I thought about that too. Oh, I'm thinking way ahead here. I'm thinking like 2 years in advance here. But I thought I'm going to do a giveaway for my 1,000. And I thought I can, perfect, give away the blanket. If people want it, I mean, I'll show them the end result of the Tunisian crochet blanket and the knitted Tunisian blanket. Yeah, and if anyone's interested in it, they can put their hand up, and yeah, it can be the prize. 1 or 2 prizes for getting to 1,000. But I don't expect that will be for some time yet. If I can get it by next Christmas or my son's next birthday. I started the channel actually on my son's birthday. His birthday is the 3rd of September. So, yeah. If I can get 1,000 by then, I'll be flabbergasted, but pleased. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. So those are the plans. Now, what else was I gonna... Ah! Oh dear. Oops. I've done that once before. And oh my, that's a big oops. Oh dearie, dearie, dearie me. Ah, yes, Anne, that was really, really stupid. Okay, I've cut the whole length of it, which means it's going to... Is it going to come undone? Not just yet. I will put a stitch marker in it so that I know I've mangled it. And when I'm next working on the blanket, I will just have to unravel some and tie a knot to make it a bit more, so I can tie another knot. Oh dear. I'm forever doing stupid stuff like that. Now this is definitely the back, yes. Which way were we going? Oh, I'll do this end. I'll do this end and then call it quits, because I think 30 minutes of weaving ends in is probably about all my attention span can cope with at the end. Beginning? You mean middle of the day, because it's 1 p.m. here in Australia. We're expecting bad weather, nothing like the Helen cyclone you've got headed your way. But yeah, apparently we're heading for really a frost warning, and it was quite cold this morning, but it's been colder. It's been colder. Oh, here we go. Do you want to visit me? I've got one of those 4-footed feline furry friends that live with me. Just jumped up here. See? Wave. Hello. That's me waving her tail. Yeah. So, what else have I been up to? My cow's coming along very nicely. Maybe I should just show you. I was going to possibly knit in the ends for my cow, whatever. This is the... Hang on, I'll come out a bit. Oops, wrong way. Here we go. So it's a nice little point because it's going to be a V shape. This hangs at the front, and then you wrap the two end pieces around the back of your neck and around to the front, and the other piece around your neck and back to the front. And then I often put either a decorative lacy edge or point or a fringe, but on this point I sometimes just hang a tassel. I think it looks really good. So this is coming along. This is part 3 that I've just put up, which includes that section. But yeah, this is the crocheted one, because I'm hook and needles. This is my, oh dear, come over here, knitted one, don't unravel. And this is my knitted one. And it's not sticking out so as well as the, bobble edge, the ridge on the crochet one, but I think it's just because it needs blocking and whatnot, or steaming, just to make it pop. And then the next section will be the waves, which I will knit. Oh, now see, I've got a marker there for a reason. Well, that's right, I put markers there because to space out the waves. So I've got to post, I need to post that one for next Thursday, but today's part 2 has already gone up, if you want to have a little swizz at that. Swiss in Australia means look. I'm not sure if it translates into American or English. Probably does to English, because I think most Australian colloquialisms do come from there, or at least them. I think they're more aware of our colloquialisms than other countries, because we're always having a go at them. It's a very friendly relationship that Australia has with England. We're always, having a go at each other. In fact, I think most Australians enjoy having a go at their friends. It's a, sorry about that sudden wishing. Yeah, it's almost like if you're being insulted by an Aussie, you're probably a friend. Unless he's really angry and he's screwing up his face and shaking his fist, then he's genuinely wants to hit you. But if he's smiling and laughing while he's calling you all the names under the sun, the names, because I was born in England and emigrated to Australia, the names I would get as a pommy, there's the air quotes again, child, they were pommies, and we were, they were pommies and we were skips, as in skippies. That's just, the nicknames. And the traditional insults that we had, we were the sheep shaggers, basically. Yeah, hopefully YouTube won't get too offended by that. And the poms were dirty bees, people who whose parents aren't married when they were born. And you'd say, jokes, Aussie pommy jokes were things like, where does a pommy hide his money? Or where does he hide his wallet? Under the soap. And things like that. It's just, it's a very friendly rivalry, and, that they seem to have. I hope they still have it. I tend not to watch normal TV these days. I find it all too blah. There's too much negativity. There's too much of everything. I know people are getting killed. I know people are being murdered. I know there are wars. I know children are being kidnapped and having horrid things done to them before they are murdered. And, and animals are being treated. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I just got to the stage that it just depresses me so much. Maybe that says more about me than anything else. I do literally end up in tears. I haven't watched the news since my son was 3 months old. A little boy went missing, and I was bathing my little son, and I couldn't get the news turned off because I was bathing him, and my husband wasn't there to switch it off for me. So, I became quite upset, and then I made a rule. I said, right, that's it, no more news in this house. We're climbing the fly wire. Oh, shall I move the keyboard so you can sit down? Go on. Sit down in your little box. Yeah, anyway, I've hit the 35-minute mark now. So I've lied to you. I've gone way over time. But I'm so happy with my blanket. I say I'm happy with my blanket. I've got to make 48 flowers. 48 flowers. Yes, 48. And each flower will have a yellow middle, but the outside will be different. I think 12 have to be like in the light purple. 12, I think, are in the reddy colour. 12 are probably in the dark purple. And I don't know, 12 might be in green? I don't know. There's not really many other colours to choose from. I can't put yellow around them, so... But anyway, once I've made these 48... See, I'm extending this video again. Sorry, people. Once I've made these 48, I have to randomly attach them to this section that is at either end of the blanket to make it become more of a rectangle. That's why I've left a really long end, because they suggest that you sort of push it through so that you can... See, why can't I do that with my nails? Ugh. Yep. So I'll go like that, and then I'll just, secure it on and then sew away the ends. So I'll have lots of ends soon. Yay! She says, now I've lost all my horrible ones I've done. So yeah, I've only done 13 so far. So it's going to take me forever. But yeah, I'm not getting much time for any blankets at the moment, as I said, because I've got too much stuff going with the other stuff. But anyway, that's it. God, I can talk. Seriously, I can talk. Oh, can I show you this? So this is the bodshell. Oh, hang on. Let's just go back to this distance. This is the bodshell that I've got done so far. Yes, I'm doing it all in one colour because I am only just really doing it to know what to write down and what to do as the mapping pattern. That will be out on Monday for anyone who is interested. Tuesday will be part 3 of my crochet scarf crochet along. Wednesday will be this, which you're seeing now, but not until next Wednesday because it's now Friday. So you only just had one 2 days ago. And then you'll have the part 3 of the knit along. And then I get to spend all weekend making crochet maps. I'm hoping it'll be a little bit easier this week. Please, Miss Crystal, can you be nice to me? Yeah. No, I'm really enjoying it. Okay, folks, I've bent your ears long enough. Time to get off. Take care, please, especially my friends who are facing Helen. I really do hope. I think that's the last I heard, she was going to be a category 4, or so it was upgraded from a 2 to a 3, then to a 4. I really hope that that's been over exaggerated and that she just ends up coming through as a nice stormy wind, and that's it, and just blows over your garden furniture, and that's the end of it. But I know that's probably not what's going to happen, but that's my hope for you all. Until then, yeah, do take care, and we will see you all next time. Bye for now.